I'm calling the Tuesday, the February 18th, 2025 meeting of the East Long Meadow Planning Board to order. I'm required to ask if there's anyone in the audience or by Zoom who might be recording this meeting. If so, please state your name and method you're recording. Hearing none, we'll take the roll. Those in attendance are
Pete Punderson.
Bill Fonseca.
Russell Denver,
Cassandra Cheraswolo.
Rob Throw.
and we're joined by the planning director, Robert Rushila. So first order is approval of the meeting minutes of February 4th, 2024. Hopefully people have an opportunity to review it. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Matter passes. Mr. Clerk.
Case ZN 2025-01, an amendment to table 3-1 schedule of use regulations of the East Long Meadow zoning bylaw to allow for the use category convalescent assisted living, congregate elderly, handicap housing, or nursing home allowed by special permit in the Industrial Garden Park IGP zoning district.
So Rob, do you want to introduce this?
Yeah, sure. So if you go to your packets, I included a revised use table. Shows the area of the use table where assisted living is located. And actually, the full name for the use category isn't just assisted living, it's actually convalescent assisted living, congregate elderly, handicap housing, or nursing home. So it's a broad category that captures all those types of uses. Currently, it's only allowed by special permit in the residence AA, residence A, B, C, elderly residential, and the planned unit residential zone district. The component, Mr. Plant, who's before you tonight, owns property in the IGP district, and he is requesting to have the districts from a no to special permit. And to my knowledge, that is pretty much the extent of these tonight.
Hi.
Good evening.
Could you state your name and address and please sign in, please?
Sure. William LaPlante, 61R North Main Street in East Long Meadow. I'm a lifelong resident of East Long Meadow, business owner in town, property owner in town, including a parcel that's in the Industrial Garden Parkway on Denslow Road. And about a year ago, I was approached by a group that had an interest in building an assisted living facility, memory care facility in town. And the parcel that I have is abuts Long Meadow residential area. And I was surprised to learn that in the IGP, you could put a hospital, sanitarium, child care facility, medical office, and that this was not an allowed use. And that's when I started talking with Rob, talking to some other people in town. The demonstrated need for additional assisted living and memory care in town and actually throughout the country. You know, Rob and I had talked about approaching the board and the town council to get that under a special permit. So it still gives the planning board the ability to look, as I understand that my parcel is not the only parcel that's affected, that an amendment to the table affects the entire zone. But under the special permit, it gives this board the ability to say it is in the right location, it's the right facility, so on and so forth. So that's why I'm here. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So we have a letter dated February 7th, 2025 to Rob Washchila, who is the director of planning for the town. So in the letter, they reference that he has indicated that he might want to build 3 or 4 more assisted living, congregate elder housing, et cetera, in the area. And they reference 330 Chestnut Street as being a potential site. Can you or Mr. Taranowski address that?
Chestnut Street?
Yeah. Do you even know where Chestnut Street is,
I
Mr.
know
Tarnowski?
this, but I have no idea.
Okay,
I haven't heard.
30 years.
I haven't heard it.
Property is.
great. Thank you. Okay. Um. Okay. Anyone else wish to be heard on this matter? Please step forward. Anyone? Okay.
The town, as the proponent indicated, memory care is going to be more important. I would like to see them do it in town along with the system living. And the town that's suitable location, I assume you people have done your due diligence and will continue to do it. And if it meets all the requirements, I would be strongly in favor of having it here in town.
Okay. And just for the people who might be watching here who are presently here or watching on TV, can you disclose the specific site that you're proposing this to go on?
Yeah, it's 199 Denslow.
So it's 199 Denslow Road.
Yes,
Which side is that on as you're heading towards Long Meadow?
on the left-hand side.
So is
Right
it that,
before you get to
that last lot,
the last lot
got
that
some stakes on it?
it borders, yeah, border. And then there's been some misinformation. And again, I just quickly went through this letter. No, we're not proposing and he's not proposing to do multiple facilities in town. The project we're talking about is there is a desire to do additional facilities in other neighboring towns and where, need is demonstrated, but it's not, we didn't have an intention of coming in here to build 4 or 5 facilities, which it looks like this letter contends.
All right. Anyone else wish to be heard on this matter? Do we need to read this into the record?
It's up to you. You can also confirm that you received it, date and time.
Okay. Well, I will confirm that we received a letter dated February 7th, 2025, addressed to Rob Sheila, Director of Planning, 60 Center Square, East Long Meadow, Mass. 01028. It is signed by John W. Power, 17 Broadleaf Circle, East Long Meadow, Mass. 01028. It has specific questions, which at this point, other than disclosing that they don't plan on putting additional sites on 330 Chestnut Street, and or has been disclosed that the project that still needs to come back to this planning board for approval would be on Denslow Road. Just that there are other assisted living sites in East Long Meadow that are required by special permit in other zones. And that we would be changing this to allow this type of facility in the industrial garden park district.
Permit.
Under special permit. Yep, under special permit. All right. If there's no one else, anyone on Zoom wish to be heard on this? No. Of a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none. On the of the amendment,
Motion. Approve. The
The amendment
amendment
for the
to
industrial
allow.
garden. Yep.
The,
Under special permit.
under.
Under special permit. Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that passes. So just for the people in the audience or by Zoom, so this is the first step. This now goes back to the town council for their hearing on the matter. And then if they approve it and the developer wishes to move forward, they come back to this planning board for action by special permit. And special permit allows this board to put conditions on the use and on the property before they can develop it and move forward. So there's still quite a ways to go before this gets done. And just, we've been letting everyone know that we have been reconstituting the design review committee for the town through the planning board, where all new projects will go to the design review committee. And we will work with the developer so that it will become, the design will be more East Long Meadow in focus. So
Is that an informal meeting ahead of,
our planning director is the chair of that committee. So do you wish to describe that a little bit more?
I mean, it's just like, so we're still trying to populate the committee, but it's just like if a project is so significant that the board feels that it should be reviewed for style, architecture, site design, et cetera. It's more of like an advisory committee that weighs in. Hopefully this committee, well, we want this committee to have professional designers like architect or a landscape designer or even a graphic designer, just to look at the elements to make sure it fits in with the vibe of the town, the character of the neighborhood. Nothing sticks out like a sore thumb. And it's not like an authority that approves or denies project. It provides recommendations to the planning board during their site plan review process. So, yeah.
I think by design of your previous endeavors, East Long Meadow, you do pretty good.
thank you.
It's right in.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Sure. Case SP 2025-01, request for special permit for Sublime Therapeutic Massage Therapist Facility, 280 North Main Street, Suite 5, Assessors Parcel ID 14-12-F, located in the Commercial Zoning District, applicant Jessica Roach, 5 Redwood Street, Enfield, Connecticut, 06082.
Would the applicant please come forward? Sign in. Hi.
Support as landlord and building owner.
Please state your name.
Jessica, I'm sorry. Roche?
Christopher Buendo.
So we will start off with just some questions for you, and then it is a public hearing, so we have to have a public hearing. If the public wishes to address this board on this matter, they can feel free to do so as well.
Okay.
So tell us something about yourself, about the location, about your background, hours of operation, whether you're going to have employees. Just-
Okay. So my office space is located at 280 North Main Street, in Suite 5. Not yet fully set up. I have been in the East Long Meadow area for over 4 years. Therapeutic massage. I reside in Enfield. It'll just be me. For this 5 clients a day, 5 to 6 days a week.
Any other questions from the board before we open it to the public?
Hours of operation?
That can vary. So the schedule will be open for people to book online. So I basically go from that. So basically about 7 to 7 at night.
Thank you.
Does the building itself have specific hours of operation that
Really, we pretty much, clients 7 days a week, whatever they need to do to generate and make a living.
Okay. All right, thank you. So this is a public hearing. So we open it up to the public. Have a motion to open the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So anyone in the audience, you can step back.
Okay.
Anyone in the audience who wish to be heard on this matter, please step forward. Anyone by Zoom wish to be heard on this matter, please step forward.
Thank you.
Local massage therapist. My name is Ari Boyad.
You can come in, sit down. Please state your name, please.
My name is Ariane Boyadjian. I own Escape Therapeutic Massage located at 45 Crane Ave and Health Tracks. It is to my knowledge that she is operating without permits and without licensing by the state
Okay,
currently. So
so,
that's my concern.
so a very wise person spoke to me today who also indicated that they will need Board of Health approval. And I'm forgetting the other thing she specifically referenced.
State solo establishment license.
So obviously, She can't open until she has those. And it is incumbent upon the town to make sure that they do indeed have all of the necessary permits for the individual who could open the establishment.
Okay.
Anyone else wish to be heard on this matter?
Why are we taking?
Hearing none?
So,
one?
my name is Chris Kirby Wendell. I'm the owner of the Reminder Facility for 50 years. The building was built in 1974. Is there another agenda item tonight that talks about, good, then I will withhold my comment.
The other agenda item is this board is considering doing away with the requirement to have massage
Yeah.
therapists come before this board to get a special permit to operate.
So very.
No. So on the main matter, is there a motion to close the public forum?
No.
Do I have a second?
And under the conditions that all licenses are proved to be valid and current and proper insurances and so forth.
And present them to the planning director prior to.
Opening.
Yep, so we do have a license that was sent to me, expires May 20th of 2025, issued by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Division of Occupational Licensure for massage therapists, Jessica LaRoche, address that you read in the legal notice. And this is it right here. Screen. So I would say as of right now, the licensing seems to be up to date, but of course, you can't fully open, even though the special permit's being awarded, or, whatever the boards can decide. They still have to get the other remaining approvals from the other authorities, including the state and the board.
Right. You go forward without the business certificate.
Exactly.
Right.
Which you need this in order to complete. So there's still a lot of other things that have to go on before you can officially open, but.
Does that have to get to you?
Oh, so this has already been sent to me.
Okay, that's all you need.
Yeah, so I just have to close out the business license portion once this is approved by the planning board. Other than that, I have no other issues from my end, Mr. Chair.
Great.
Got it.
So it's a motion to approve the special permit with a condition that all proper licenses be in place, provided to the planning department prior to the opening.
And understanding that she needs our approval to do the other stuff. I make a motion to approve it.
Okay, still have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, that matter passes. Thank you. Okay. Next item,
Chair, did you close the vote?
I did.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yes.
So the next item is at our last meeting. This board expressed interest in removing from the town zoning requirements that there be a requirement to obtain a special permit for massage therapists. Because we felt that there were other conditions in place that essentially covered the town. So I know the Board of Health, the state license, et cetera, needed to be in place so that we felt that there were other safeguards that were in place that did really almost were more stringent than what the planning board would be required to do. I'm going to turn it over to Rob and take it from there, Rob.
Yes, I'll be very brief. I mean, the changes that I'm presenting to you complex in nature. It's just more about taking away the special permit requirement for massage therapist facilities. Currently in the bylaw, we have a section called 458.9, which falls under Article 8, special permits. And within this section, we have specific criteria for a specific use that's allowed by special permit, but it's additional criteria they have to follow. For this specific section, it's only half a page. It made sense to remove it from the section because the board has felt that moving away from special permit, this type of use is the direction they want to go in. So therefore, it didn't really seem appropriate to have it in the section anymore. And just from reading the language, pretty much everything that's in here is what's already required to do most of what you can apply for in town anyway. So for example, in order to get your business license, you have to show your identification with the state anyways. Violations, this provision, anything that involves code enforcement, that's pretty much built into the town charter anyways. There's nothing in here that stood out to me in terms of keeping. And I know you equated, Mr. Chair, to a personal service shop and massage therapy being a similar. There's no other section in the bylaw that talks about specific requirements for personal service shops other than the definition of personal service shop. So it made sense to remove that section and to rename 8.10 to the new 8.9. In that case, that's registered marijuana dispensaries. And if you go to the other side of that sheets, number 8 is massage therapist facility or licensed massage therapy salon. There was a note in there which originally said see Article 8 and Section 450 That's being crossed out and removed because it references that article under the special permit section of the bylaw. And then the 4 areas in town where it was previously allowed via special permit, which are the commercial, business, industrial, and mixed use village districts. It's being replaced with Y, which indicates that's a by right use and doesn't require any zoning approvals from the planning board. So, Mr. Chair, that's the extent of the changes being proposed. Just as a reminder, this is not a public hearing. This is an informal discussion. Just kick off the next step. Thank you.
Comments from the board?
No, makes sense to me.
Yeah, makes sense. Yep. Yeah. So I believe the vote would be a recommendation to pass this along to town council for action.
Yep, and the planning board would be the proponent of this amendment.
Okay.
So the planning board is suggesting to the town council to consider opening a public hearing for this amendment.
I have a motion to do so.
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, that item passes. Director's report?
Alrighty. So not very long, but director report today. Put in there the next 6 meeting dates. It's the note that on April 15th, I will be out on sick leave, getting surgery. So 10th to about the 20th, I will be out of the office. We do have a potential public hearing, sorry, not potential, scheduled public hearing for the next meeting, March 4th. It's for special permits to change ownership of Tao's Asian Cuisine, 31 Harkness Ave, to the new owner, D&W Asian Cuisine Inc. They're not doing anything different. They're amending all those special permits listed in that legal ad language. And that is the next public hearing that we have coming up. In terms of recent zoning updates, the accessory dwelling unit bylaw was adopted by town council at their February 11th, 2025 meeting after a very lengthy discussion, which was productive. As Russell mentioned earlier, the design review committee is looking for applicants. So far, we've received only 1 application. Applications will be accepted until the end of the week, but we would consider extending the deadline even further to let more people apply. And lastly, at the last town council discussion about the Centertown district, I just want to let the board know that I did meet with the town management this morning. So far, it seems like Pioneer Valley is going to be providing us draft language for a district, but just leaving out the part of it. They're going to send that to me and then to the other department heads. I'm going to look it over and start drafting a bylaw or edits that would fit into the zoning bylaw the best way possible. And of course, that's going to kickstart a series of public hearings on the amendments. So that's what's going to be coming up this year. In addition to that, it is 2025 and we are doing a overhaul of all town bylaws through the town council. Zoning is one of them. Zoning is anticipated to be the longest and lengthiest of that. So there's a lot of things going on in the zoning world and it's going to be a busy year ahead for us. So that's all I have.
So I just want to thank the planning board members that were able to meet the joint meeting with the town council. You know, I think some positive things came out of that. Specifically, you know, we applaud the town center steering committees Center District Steering Committee. Is that the right phrase? Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of the things that they've been talking about are really very exciting. I think everybody was on the same page about doing a total zoning redo of that specific area. Kind of removing a lot of the industrial use on it and kind of make it more of a traditional New England center. So I thought that was very positive. There still is a housing component on all of that. So those individuals who wish to see some housing interspersed within the town center, I think, you know, there's still a very real possibility that that indeed will happen. But, you know, I want to thank Connor O'Shea for reaching out to this board for the joint meeting. I thought it was very productive.
It was very nice to see two boards finally getting along. There's been animosity in the past amongst everybody. Now we're all working together. It seemed that night, everybody was kind of like pulling in the same direction. With 40R definitely being the center of attention, but now that we can work around that and make some progress, I think everybody was satisfied.
And additionally, the explanation of the ADUs was really educational. I completely understand the bylaw now.
Yeah.
As laborious as it may have been, it was good. Definitely a plus.
And Rob, thanks. I know your work is not done yet as our representative from the planning board on that committee. So thank you very much.
Might be soon, but.
Okay. All righty. If there's no other business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.